Okay, hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to my session. So I'm going to get started now. So the session's all about how to improve or even start your email marketing program. So just to introduce myself a little bit first, as you can see, it's me. I did turn up for my own session, so it's Duncan Wood. I'm a product manager for CRM. I'm also on Twitter, so if you want to follow me, that would be great. It's Sage UK CRM. I tend to tweet about my two interests, kind of CRM and running. So if one of those turns you off, then I'm probably not your guy. But and I was quite pleased with finding that icon. But anyway, I shall get on. So first of all, so I said I was a product manager. Well, I actually work for Sage, who you may have heard of. Normally, everyone's heard of them, but you normally associate it with an accounts package, because that's where we started back in the 80s. We're a FTSE 100 company based in Newcastle, and now we've kind of grown since the 1980s. We're quite a mature company now, and we've bought all sorts of things, and we have now a full suite of business management software. So we're on the stand just over here. So if you do want to come and talk to us about CRM or even accountancy or accountancy packages or integrating the two or some of the other things that are going on in that space, so mobile, social, how do you work that with CRM, then do come and have a conversation with us afterwards on the stand. But I'm going to talk about our product, which is called Sage eMarketing, which we've launched. And we've done that in partnership with one of the market leaders in email marketing called SwiftPage. And what we've done with SwiftPage is made this email marketing offering, and the important part is that we've integrated it into three of the leading CRM packages out there. So the first one you've probably heard of is called Act. Again, it's been around since the 80s. It's been the leading contact management software for many, many years now. So it integrates with Act. It integrates with our own CRM solution, Sage CRM, which is the one we integrate with a lot of our financial packages as well. And Sales Logics is our kind of premium CRM package, which was voted a mid-market leader in CRM by Forrester just last year. So we integrate with all of those. So whichever one you want, we integrate and we can provide email marketing to that. So again, happy to have that conversation. If you're one of the more observant people and been watching the news, then obviously SwiftPage liked these two so much they bought them. So again, if you're a customer and you want to have a conversation about that purchase of those pieces of software, please come and see me afterwards. I'll be happy to talk you through that as well. But let's get on to that was just kind of the background, so you kind of understand we've been specializing this for a while, so we've got some experience on it. So what I'm going to cover today is why develop a program in the first place? So the title of this session was all about developing a program. So what are the drivers for that? The next thing I'm going to cover is, well, how do you do that? Obviously, it's only a 30-minute session, so I will be giving you lots of resources. So I will give you a brief overview of the key points about doing that, and then I'll be giving you online resources to take away with you so you can research it further when you get home. Also, I'll cover, on top of that program and the kind of key initiatives that you need to kick off in that program to be successful, also, how does email marketing work with CRM and why does it need it? And vice versa, why does CRM need email marketing? And then finally, as promised, I'll close with just the online resources that I've picked out for you, so you've got those when you get home. And also, if you do follow me on Twitter, I've already tweeted the link to these slides. I did put in a slide here, so don't panic. The slides are on SlideShare already. I've already tweeted the link to SlideShare, so it's a bit.ly link, TFM slides, or just go on to Sage UK CRM. I tweeted it just while I was waiting for you all to come in. So it's literally on my Twitter account already. You can follow the bit.ly link, and you'll have the slides, and within the slides you'll have all the links. So hopefully you don't have to scribble loads and loads of notes. So the other thing that there'll be a link to at the end is the white paper that I based these slides on. So the whole kind of how do you develop a program, the tips and tricks of getting email marketing right are all covered in a handy-dandy PDF white paper, which you can download afterwards as well. So let's get on to kind of why develop a program. So I was going to make a kind of point here, and I'll ask you a stupid question, see if you're awake. Who has an email address? Okay, good. Everyone, right? Who here has subscribed in the past to, email newsletters and stuff? Right? Again, all of you. Who here has unsubscribed to an email newsletter in the past? Everyone, right? So that's the point, okay? So that's why you need a program. You need a structure and a plan and some just simple tricks to make sure that you're actually keeping people engaged, because otherwise they turn off. I've got a few key newsletters that I subscribe to because the content's good and it comes through regularly. So I've got one on running, because that's one of my interests that I was talking about earlier, and I've got 2 on CRM that I really regularly read and I actually do look for in my inbox, and the rest I delete. So what you want to do is try to and then when I really get knacked off with them, I unsubscribe. So obviously what you want to be is trying to be those 3 newsletters people are reading regularly. And developing a program really helps with that. So there are some basic, you've got to have statistics in a PowerPoint presentation, haven't you? So here are my statistics to show I'm a good presenter. No, I'm just joking. But these are quite interesting statistics. There's a link to this website that I used called Marketing Sherpa. They've got some very interesting blogs, and they also have some good statistics. And again, it helps you to make your business case when you get home, saying, look, we need to take this seriously. Our competition are. So this is why I bring this in. So last year, according to their email marketing report, Marketing Sherpa that is, 2/3 of companies were planning on increasing their spend on email marketing. 2/3. So that means your competition is doing email marketing. But the interesting part, and this is where this session becomes really interesting, is only 1/4, or 28% to be more exact, 1/4 of those people who are doing all that email marketing, only 28% of them are any good. So that those ones that are coming into your email box that you read, they probably have clear goals, they're probably clearly segmented, and they're probably coming in on time. They're not, they don't come in once a week and then every 6 months and then every day for a little while. They're probably coming in at regular intervals, and it kind of has a nice flow to it. The information you're getting is good and it's relevant to you. These other people over here, so that's that 28% there, are doing it right. And they're probably actually getting you to open your emails and have a look at some of the links even. The other people are either sending it late, or they haven't got any clear goal. They're just blanket marketing and putting any old rubbish in their emails. So the point is, there's a real opportunity to differentiate yourself from your competition, because although everyone's doing it, if you can be different, then obviously, hopefully, you're going to start actually getting those subscribers. So how do I do this is the question hopefully you're asking now. Hopefully I've got your interest. And how you do it is, well, as I say, we've written this white paper that covers some of the key points. We work with SwiftPage on that, who are email marketing experts, and we've written a white paper all about the key things that you can do to make your email marketing better and develop this wonderful program thing. So let's kind of talk through some of the key points. So the first point is basic, but it's worth kind of getting in your head. You've got to go home, make that business case. And the reason why you're going to make that business case is because it fits with your corporate goals. So you've got to, one, have your own goals and strategy for your email marketing plan, but those have got to dovetail with what the managing director is trying to achieve. You kind of both want to be on the same page. You're saying, look, if we do this, you want to grow the business 10%, I'm going to deliver you this many leads through email marketing if we do it right. So have goals, have a strategy. That's rule number one. And then, just like property, the golden rules of property, right? You know that. Location, 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 right? Golden rules of email marketing are segmentation, segmentation, segmentation. So again, make sure you're not doing that blanket email thing. Make sure you're kind of looking at your audience and using your segmentation. So again, going back to the corporate strategy, how do you segment your business? Sage has clear segmentation. We have people who are starting up. We have kind of small business. We have mid-market, and we market to those people very differently. So again, it's understanding how your business works and how you're going to segment. Once you've got that, then it's all about content is absolute king. So again, if you haven't done any, just like digital sort of content marketing, there's loads of stuff on the web about how to write good content. Have a look on the web. But there'll be links again in my resources to people who write blogs about that kind of stuff. Have a look at it. But it can be as simple as getting the subject line right, and also some basic design tips. So again, they're all covered in the white paper. So, it really is something easy to fix and easy to do. So I'll give you an example of actually when we did this ourselves. So we were launching Sage CRM last year, and one of the things we did in last year's release was actually do a whole load of social stuff, and we added like a Twitter integration into Sage CRM, and we were quite pleased with it. We worked hard on that release, and we did one email to our customers, which said, subject line, new release, 7.1.2, blah, blah, blah. And you can guess the open rate. The open rate was like 0.6% or something. And I got angry, and I wanted to go out to those 99.4%. And why didn't you open the email? But unfortunately, I didn't have the time. What we did do was then we sent a different email. And in that subject line, we put, new social tools in Sage CRM, blah, blah, blah. We had a 30% open rate. Just because we were using that one keyword that just kind of, it was of the moment, they liked it, and that's how dramatically you can do. So again, some of the tips we give in your white paper about A/B testing, so you can kind of test your subject line, test your content, see what open rates you're getting before you send to everyone, right? So some really simple, easy stuff you can do. And this one is about building your list. So again, this kind of comes back to this strategy and goals. In order to build a list, it's quite hard and difficult, and you need to have the business to support you. So the whole business needs to understand that your data is the absolute gold dust of the company, especially in the information age. In this age, if your data's not good, you're not going to succeed, and your competitors are. So you've got to get the business to understand that if they build the data, you then have the marketing resources to actually be successful. If they put rubbish into the CRM system and they don't maintain it properly, you're not going to be quite as successful as you were going to be. And also, it's about everyone understanding that every interaction is an opportunity to build your list. Because we all know, well, hopefully you all know by now, that buying list doesn't really work. You can go and buy a list. It's absolute junk normally. You'll get an open rate of very little, 0.0, whatever. But obviously, if you build your list and it's relevant, you're going to get loyal subscribers who are actually interested in what you've got to say. And again, coming back to these 3 points here, it's about being relevant. It's not about sell, sell, sell. That's not going to be very successful. What you've got to do is actually add value. So building a list. So there are some very simple techniques to building lists. One is obviously take a look at your website. You should have front and center on the homepage of your website and every other page, join our email marketing list. We'll give you great content. We'll tell you how to do stuff. We'll tell you about the latest regulation changes in whatever industry you're in. We'll tell you, whatever's relevant to your audience and adds value and educates them. That's what they want, and you want that on your front page. The other thing you could do is obviously trade shows. Win an iPad. Just fill in your email address. And we'll add you to our newsletter, and you have a chance to win an iPad. It's simple things like that. Paper-based stuff. Again, if your salespeople are going out there, you should have a form in their little kit bag if they're actually going out and physically meeting. Say, oh, would you like to sign up for our newsletter? It's not a sales thing. It's all about the industry. We have loads of really good content on there. You might be interested, and reward those people if they bring in 10 new sign-ups to the newsletter. You could have like a little scorecard or something. It's really simple stuff that you can do which incorporates it into your business. Automation. So again, really, once you've it's that timely thing. So we were talking about subscribers seem to like having, regularly knowing what their timing is. So it's either a weekly or monthly newsletter, and they're expecting it to come in on time every time. So you can use tools to obviously automate that. So there's a couple of different tips on automation. Obviously, you can just have that regular calendar thing. So we send a newsletter every month. It's kind of good to actually use a tool to automate it, because it means you've got to get the content. It's like, it's going to go out next week. Give me content. And you get your subject matter experts to provide you great content, but it gives you that regular timeliness to do that. The other thing you can do about automation is obviously go back to that segmentation point. Once you've got your segmentation sorted out, you can use your automation to make sure you're sending regular, relevant stuff to the right segment. And you can set up your segment and it automatically send to those people. And obviously the last piece of automation is, take us for an example. We use this all the time for our trials. So you sign up for a free trial for Sage CRM, for example, you'll automatically go into an email drip campaign that will send you, again, not trying to sell you, but trying to be helpful. It will send you regular emails like at 5, 10, 15, 30 days saying, oh, you're on day 5, maybe you'd like to look at this help file over here. It shows you how to look at sales. Maybe on day 10, we'll highlight the marketing functionality and where you can get help on that, remind you of the numbers if you need help. And then maybe on day 30, we'll say, hope you enjoyed your free trial. Maybe you'd like to talk to us about, upgrading this to a full account or something, or maybe not. And if not, then please carry on. Maybe subscribe to our newsletter. So you're still keeping them as an interesting party. So automation with the right tools is very easy to do and kind of gives you that structure to your campaign. And then finally, a very important part, which is obviously closing the loop, is looking at the analysis and action from that. So with email marketing, the great thing is it gives you quite a lot of statistics. It shows you your open rate, your click-throughs, blah, 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 blah. But obviously, if you don't do anything with that, it's not much good. So you do need to have a plan to analyze that data. One, to keep your list clean, because obviously if you're getting bounces and all that kind of stuff, you want to take care of that. But actually what you want to do is see what's successful. So coming back to your strategy and goals, hopefully what you did last time will educate you on what you do next time. It's that simple. Or you actually have a sales strategy. So maybe if somebody's actually clicking a lot of links and let's say they click more than 3 links in an email, that automatically gets referred to sales, because they're obviously interested in having a conversation. And maybe actually, again, just follow up saying, we noticed you were quite active. We wondered if you had some more questions. Again, quite soft, quite helpful, things like that. So you can have actions off the back of activities and behavior. And also you can analyze your data and get better. You can work out what's working. So the newsletter that you're sending, let's say to the small market, is just not working. You're not getting any opens, you're not getting any click-throughs, but the mid-market one is working really quite well. So you can identify a problem there and start actually looking at the content, what's going wrong, maybe even talk to some of your subscribers and say, look, we're doing this newsletter, you're not opening it. Like I said, don't shout at them, obviously, but ask them what they want and what's going wrong. So that's it in a nutshell. That's kind of what the white paper covers. So as I say, you can download that. It goes into a lot more detail, but I'm just going to cover the points about why we're different from the rest of the email marketing people here. So being a CRM vendor makes us quite different, and I think it makes it, doing that is more than just a slide. Doing that does actually require, help and support for you to achieve those goals. So in my opinion, and I would say this, wouldn't I, it helps if you have a CRM system. So let's have a little think about that. So why does email marketing need CRM? Well, to be honest, if we go back to some of the principles that we laid down in that white paper, then your message can only be good as the data that feeds it. Even if you build lists really well and you're actually building them in the right way through relationship and through interaction and through telling people you're going to have a great time with us, you can only adapt that message over time. If they're just a flat list of email addresses, even though you've kind of got a good relationship with them, unless you're actually having the data to back up how you're interacting with them outside of the email marketing, then it's going to have a limit. You're going to hit a ceiling to how relevant you can be. So your message can only be good as the data, and if the data's up to date, then that's how CRM can help email marketing. As we've said, really this just reiterates that point. The batch and blast marketing might have worked a few years ago. I'm not sure it ever did really, to be honest, but it's that insight. So the insight is actually knowing your customer. So as I was talking about us, the small market, are they an accountant for us? That's important. Or are they a small business startup? Or are they an existing customer of a CRM system for us? That's really important. And we need to focus our message, and it's all about focus. Of course, personalization is very important as well. So if you have the data, you can start merging the data. And again, not just talking about first name, last name, which you could do with a straightforward email list. Once you have the CRM data, you can start actually being a lot cleverer than that. And it's all about, it is about not just dear customer, it is dear Duncan. That's going to make a difference right off the bat. And obviously your CRM system provides that data for the merge. Data access is important. So typically, especially when we talk about Sage, the CRM system is quite often integrated into ERP. So you'll find that some customers who have already implemented, or if you're having a CRM implementation yourself, they quite often integrate even at a rudimentary level to the back office. And then you can actually start getting into real product purchase data and actually using that to educate how you're marketing. So that's, again, why CRM is important. We provide out-of-the-box integrations for Sage CRM for things like 200 and so on and so forth. So then if you look at it the other way around, why does CRM need email marketing? Well, this is actually the kind of, the history actually gets ported back into CRM. So what the behaviors actually happen in email marketing, again, is really interesting to see over time. So again, it's important to analyze that one campaign. Did it work? Did we get opens? Did we get click-throughs? But actually, when you're looking at the customer lifetime value to you, what you want to see is their behavior over time, not the campaign, not one single campaign in a snapshot. You want to see actually one particular customer. Did Duncan open that newsletter? Did he click this? Did he click that? Because it all gets ported back into CRM, you start to get this really rich picture of an individual and how they're interacting with your company. The other problem that CRM classically has is user engagement. So again, be open and honest, right? Not every CRM project's a success. Shocker. But it's true. And it's often because the users don't get it. They're not engaged. They don't understand. So one of the things that email marketing brings to the table is a benefit to them. So if they can actually see, what you want to try and get them to understand is that CRM is the living, breathing business that you have, and the data within it is everything. It's the gold dust. If they can see when they enter some data that automatically you're doing marketing campaigns off the back of it, it starts to make that data more valuable. And it starts for them to understand that, hey, if I do this, we start achieving our business goals. So, getting that connection between the business goals and email marketing, and actually, if they do that, maybe reward them. And again, it's all about data enrichment from your employees. And as I say, there's a tendency, we've probably all been in companies, and I'm talking about a previous life, that where the CRM data is kind of a bit out of date, and it kind of gets a bit static. What you want is this engine, right? You want to kind of have this symbiotic relationship between the user's CRM and email marketing. And because CRM feeds email marketing, and equally email marketing feeds CRM, so one of the features of SwiftPage is you can have a survey, so you can go and send them to a survey, and they actually fill in their information. And rather than having it in an Excel spreadsheet or something, it actually imports it back into CRM. So again, it's feeding each other, and by doing that, you get a really rich, and this kind of circle of life is what I called it on the slide. And obviously, sales are some of the hardest people to convince that CRM's a good idea. They're like, my leads. But But if they're actually starting to get fed by this machine, they start to buy into it. If they're getting a hot lead every week through email marketing campaigns, you're going to engage those people. So, starting to come to a conclusion now, don't worry. I know it's slightly warm in here, or is that just me? So, it's all about helping CRM drive that, and they can drive each other. So, I'll come to a conclusion and have a quick Q&A. So we've got 5 minutes left, all is telling me. I won't talk through all these, I'll let you discover them for yourself, but I'll just talk about the top 2. There's the white paper I was referring to, that's got the bit.ly link there. There is a free trial, so if you want to try SwiftPage or Sage email marketing, you can click that link and have a free 60-day trial. And there's also the SwiftPage blog that goes into loads of tips and tricks beyond the white paper. And then there's Marketing Sherpa, where I got the email marketing report, and also Tamara's got a particularly good blog on actually how to write content and how to do good email marketing. So don't worry, all of these links are in the slideshow. The slideshow's on SlideShare. If you go to my Twitter account, I see the guy there back panicking. So if you go to my Twitter account, it's Sage UK CRM. I've already tweeted the link to SlideShare, and all these links are on there. So with that, if you want to come and talk to me, obviously I'll be on stand, I'll be here, and then when I get kicked out, I'll be on stand F24, which is right there, or follow me on Twitter. And at that point, Orla, maybe we've got time for 1 or 2 questions. So 1 question. I'm getting told off now. So anyone got any questions? I can't see any hands. No? Going once, going twice, going gone. Right, okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you for your time. Thank you.